Good evening, everyone. It is I am here. Hope everyone had an awesome day today. I personally just got out of seeing a fantastic movie, but I will be getting that. Actually, who am I kidding? I can just talk about that now. So, I just got out of the movie, Missing Link, which is the new stop-motion animated movie made by produced by the studio Laika. Now, for those of you who don't know, Laika was founded by the head animator or animation director for, believe it or not, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Selleck, I think his name is. Peter Selleck. I think that's his name. But anyway, he founded the stop-motion movie production Laika. And in 2009, which was the year I was Attorney Pauling, actually like 2008, 2009, that area. Anyway, they came out with the movie Coraline, which was actually based on a British children's book. Which, there's this one guy I watch on YouTube, his name is The Dom. He does a show called Lost in Adaptation. He actually did an episode on that, which is a pretty good episode, by the way. A couple years later, in 2012, so my senior year of college, they made the movie Paranorman. Surprise hit. A lot of people liked it. I certainly like it. In 2014, they came out with the movie Box Trolls, which I find that movie to be completely adorable, by the way. And in 2016, and easily one of the best movies I saw that year, Kubo and the Two Strings. So, all four movies, prior to this one, have been nothing short of awesome. So, is Missing Link yet another feather in this proverbial cap? I can safely say, yes, it is. This was a fantastic movie. And if you haven't seen the trailer, the plot revolves around this explorer who's voiced by Hugh Jackman, who receives a mysterious letter from the Missing Link saying, come find me. And he ends up going to Washington State, not Washington D.C., to find the Missing Link, played by Zach Galifianakis. And the Missing Link ended up writing Hugh Jackman's character the letter, not because he wanted to be discovered. It's because, actually, I'll be getting slight spoilers here. The Missing Link figures out how to speak because he occasionally hears people pass by, or he comes across like a book that falls on the ground or something like that. So that's where he learned to pick up the human language. And so he figures out how to write the letter to send to Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman finds him, and then the Missing Link explains that he doesn't want to be discovered. He heard that there are some creatures that are like him that live in the Himalaya mountains, and so he can maybe be with his own kind, travel across the world and such. And on the other hand, Hugh Jackman is sort of wants to be part of this one group of other famous explorers, but they won't let him into the group unless he does this sort of thing. He finds the Missing Link and reveals that the Missing Link is real or whatever. So what keeps this movie from being your typical buddy road trip movie is they're also accompanied by this one woman voiced by Zoe Saldana, who is the wife of late famous explorer that Hugh Jackman's character knows. And so they're traveling to the world, to the Himalaya mountains, to hopefully find the Yetis in the Himalaya mountains. So, the missing link can, be with his own kind. And, this was a really good movie. It was funny in all the right places. It definitely showed emotion in all the right places. There's plenty of, fun imagery, and the animation is great for children. There are jokes that are suitable for all ages. As an adult, I can tell you that there are plenty of jokes that I got that, were great. Overall, this was a fantastic movie that I very much do recommend for people of all ages. And actually, one thing I want to get into about, this movie that Laika did, that Missing Link, as opposed to the other movies that Laika's done. Now, again, I mentioned the other movies that Laika did, Coraline, Paranorman, Box Trolls, Kubo and the Two Strings. Those movies are fantastic. And I could sit down and watch any of them, at any point, and would not in any way be the worse for wear. But for the most part, if you were to tell me at what time of year it would be appropriate to watch these movies, I would tell you that because, especially with movies like Coraline, Paranorman, especially because of the, horror imagery, scary, dark color, stuff like that, you would more associate watching these films during Halloween. In fact, I know Freeform is more often than not going to show Paranorman during those 13 days of Halloween they have in October or whatever. The great thing about Missing Link is this is a movie where you could totally watch at any time during the year, like in winter, or again, in winter or fall or any other time of year, and it'd be fine to do so. So, yes, this is a movie, again, that I recommend for people of all ages. Definitely a movie that I definitely think that is worth checking out. If you want to kill time before watching Avengers Endgame, that's even better because, again, between Shazam and this, you're going to be plenty entertained until you get to, Avengers Endgame. And one thing I also want to talk about just these movies in general, the Laika movies, that is. Stop motion animation takes a long time to do, even with the fact that they are using, CGI. And you can tell that they are, but I personally don't find it off-putting anyway. And the thing of it is, CGI is supposed to be used to, help save time or whatever. These movies, again, 2009 was when Coraline was made. 2012, Paranorman. 2014, Box Trolls. 2016, Kubo and the Two Strings. And now, 2019, Missing Link. These movies are still taking several years in between when they come out. And that's not even their entire production. These movies are really taking a good long time to make, but you can tell that the quality is most definitely there. And it's great. Honestly, there are so many reasons why you should totally watch these movies, but, I pretty much, and that I couldn't even go into. So, yes, I totally, wholly recommend that you go see these movies, especially for the messages at the very end, because there are two that I got out of this movie. The first is, there's the message about, having to sort of evolve with the times, and, we're all constantly doing that, so that's neat. Again, I would get into more, but it would sort of get into spoilers for these messages. And the other is where you belong, or who you are, or whatever that stuff entails. It's how you feel in here and up here. So, in the end, yeah, this is a great movie that you can totally take your children to. If there are any parents watching this, I highly recommend you could take your children to watch this, and you're all going to be thoroughly entertained. You know, it's great. It's awesome. And, yeah. How about you get into trailers right now? Hold on a second. So, you got the trailer for the new Addams Family movie. You know, that looks fun. You know, that iconic ba-ba-ba-boom, 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 ba-ba-ba-boom. I could do the entire Addams Family theme song, but I don't want to take any longer than I have to. Got the trailer for Dora, the Explorer movie. Yeah. I didn't really think Dora was as great as everybody made it out to be back in the day. And honestly, I have no idea why they're making that movie now. See, Breakthrough, the religious movie that's coming out, you know, later. That, again, I'll be honest, religious movies really don't interest me at all, especially when they're not very good. Like, historically, they've just been not very good. I mean, you know what the message is that they're trying to convey, but it's really off-putting at times. But, again, if you really want to watch it, go right ahead. Detective Pikachu, as both a Pokemon fan and a fan of good movies, I really hope this turns out okay. Especially since I really think Detective Pikachu really has what it takes to be the first good, truly great video game movie. But whatever. Abominable, that's the new DreamWorks movie coming out, which kind of borrowed a lot of elements from Missing Link, but whatever. And the final trailer I got was Angry Birds 2. Oh, Sony, why are you making bad animated movies? I mean, nothing's ever going to be as bad as the Emoji Movie, but seriously, you guys can do better. I mean, do something awesome like Hotel Transylvania or something. Those movies are okay. I like those just fine. So, yes. All in all, this is a great movie you should watch. You know, take the family to go see it. You know, you're going to be thoroughly entertained. And, yeah. That's about all I have to say for right now. And on that note, please like, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I can really use support on YouTube. Follow me on the social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. As always, I am Honla. I made this video for all of you guys to watch. Enjoy for today. I am hopeful we all had a wonderful Thursday. You know, hey, you know, the weekend's practically here. You know, parents want to take their children to see a movie this weekend? Take them to see Missing Link. And, remember, for you guys that want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. Take care, and make good choices.